In crypto skies, we touch the sky. Solana is our ride or die. NFTs cook up a fry. Wings on chain, we actually cook. Melbourne's hot, come take a look. Ghost kitchens, partners in the nook. Bet with Wall Street, life's a book.
All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, please like, retweet, comment on the spaces. We are just getting warmed up over here on the Shiba Wing side. Have some amazing news for you. Listen to a little bit more music before we get started here.
Shiba wings make you think. Crypto dreams, don't let them sink. Solana hearts, they never blink. Wings on chain, we actually cook. Melbourne's hot, come take a look. Ghost kitchens, partners in the nook. Bet with Wall Street, life's a book. Digital coins, a tasty bite. Melbourne streets lit up at night. NFTs and crypto's might. Solana's wings take flight. Wall Street bets, they got the hype. Shiba spicy, take a bite. Bad days fade, love's in sight. Melbourne's light so bright.
All right, time to get started. Again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Best believe that Shiba Wing is looking to be in your area fairly soon here.
Great music, by the way. Is that like AI or is that real?
You know,
It's magic.
I dare to say it's magic. it's magic. It's magic, Jamie. Let's just say it's magic.
Dude, like I fell in love with this community, like the CTO called Drones. You probably saw me like shilling it like endlessly until their death. I think they're still fighting for it, but like that, I fell in love with the community. The community was just like, I would be having a bad day and I would just go hang out there because like if anyone's been fucked over multiple times over, it's them. And like usually people get really crab, you know, like Lord of the Flies effect, you know, strangers, bad things are happening. Everyone's kind of in this community just kept getting like innovative and create. And every time they'd get screwed, they'd like get stronger. They'd be like, make a new Twitter account, make a new thing. Like you'll do like a new Telegram account with the new admins. And they just kept fighting. And it was so positive. I just loved them. But like they came up with an AI music, like a song that was just so good that my kids asked for it. It's like, can you play the drone song? Like,
it's funny you say that because the resilience, though, speaking on that type of resilience, you need that type of resilience currently in this, I would say, limbo stage of the markets, right? Because we have nothing but bullish news coming out, obviously, but the market hasn't really, you know, reacted in a big uptrend way yet, right? I think the resilience is there and the support is there, but, you know, obviously we have yet to experience the long terms of the midterm effects of it, even the short term effects of everything.
We got our bull run. Like we got, like we got it right. Like from November up until now, it was a bull run. Taking a breather, just giving us all a chance to relax, innovate, come up with some good stuff. Buy the dip if you're able to. You know.
Well, and I've described it like this: there's a lot of teams out there. This sideways action, if you can't survive it, it's a fraud check. That's all it is.
There you go. Oh, that's perfectly put. I like that. I like that.
It went up, right? And then, like, if you're trying to play if you're trying to trade it, right? Then you know the game you're playing, and you're trading, and so then you don't care if it's up or down. You're just trading price action, so you're happy. If you're a long-term investor, you know, like you're a long-term investor, so like it's not like if you're new to the market, you're upset because when you looked at your wallet and your Bitcoin was worth 100K and it's now worth like 80, you're sad because in your head you feel like you lost money. But that means you're just new to the market because you haven't lost shit, right? Because you like if you actually started at 50, you're still up 30. But let's suppose that you like got in at 90, right? And now you're at minus 10. You haven't lost it. If you sell it, you lose it. You're investing in it long term, 30 years from now. Close that wallet, like get a new app for like gambling, and then just don't worry. The Bitcoin's going up, man. Don't worry about it. So like I don't
Love it.
understand what there is to be concerned about. I'm personally excited about all the stuff that takes place around these moments because people get creative. They make stuff, new stuff. They innovate.
I love it. I love it. I like your take on it, and obviously I like your take too, Sassy. I like the fraud check. I like that line. It's just a fraud check, you know. It definitely does speak volumes, though, as to who's going to be here, you know, short term, midterm, and long term. And obviously, I think with us and our business model, you know, we're going to be here for years to come. So this is just really a moment in time where you can see how a business is coming together and pushing it, you know, into this echelon because it's already successful outside, really pushing the bounds here. So I'm joined here with the whole team. We have some amazing news to deliver today. That's why you see some new faces on board. So hopefully you guys are getting well acquainted with these faces as they show up on our streams. But you know, we're feeling really good, and I can't wait for us to be able to share all the news all together, obviously in bits of how we're evolving as a business and how we're going to be delivering those messages to you guys as we move along. So how's everybody feeling other than what we just described here at the market currently? How's everybody else doing? You guys touching grass? You guys spending time with friends, family during this time? I know we're busy, so there really isn't a lot of grass touching. I know Jason's
strong, dude. Other than how the market is treating you, how are you? We just established.
Yeah. Well, you did. Maybe let's switch it over. Let me ask individually.
Are you sad that you lost $20,000 because it was $100?
No, not even. I'm not even paying attention to that. I haven't even. You know what it is? I haven't even looked at the alt chart for anything. Honestly, I'm kind of disconnected when it comes to looking at pricing.
I got a story for you guys. This is a great story.
Go for it.
I have to be careful with how I share because some of it's sensitive.
That's how he starts it out, Jason.
So I'm in Washington, D.C., right? I went to the thing. Like, I didn't get to the White House. I think I talked about that. But, like, all the surrounding events were really where the stuff happens and the relevant people. And, you know, just making plays, meeting, you know, like being able to see people that I haven't seen in a long time that are you know, like big players in this space that are just moving around and they're hard to tackle down. Meeting new people, just networking, looking through investors. And, you know, and like from the moment I get there, it's like, what are your plans? I went to go to my sister and like an hour later, it's like, dude, you got to come to the National Press Club. Like it's on, right? So then boom, that's my day until 4 a.m. Like next morning, same thing, like sleep in, events. It's just, you know, you got to go with it, right? But then I did ask for a timeout for dinner because like one of my best friends from high school has it was his birthday and he invited me to this very private like celebration at a restaurant that he's opening. He's a serial entrepreneur. He does like so many cool things. It's like this really upscale Japanese restaurant, like completely like, you know, we're able to use it. So I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time with my friends. And I started getting text messages like, dude, when are you coming to dinner? I was like, dude, I'm at dinner. And I'm showing them pictures of this like super good looking sushi and all this shit. Then I'm like, all right, you know what? Fine. I don't have to go. I had fun. Let's go out. So anyway, so I catch up with these guys and I'm getting to the point here. But the reason why I said that beginning part is because I don't know what I'm walking into. I'm just told, dude, you have to show up. You know, your presence is needed. Usually that means like, I got to go network. I got to use my weight to try and make some relationships happen and try and, you know, facilitate any kind of a business deal. But like I have zero context, so I'm improvising. So I show up right as they're leaving the restaurant. And I'm like, dude, I missed the dinner. Sorry, but let's just go across the street. You know, you guys can, we can have some drinks or whatever. Like, and I've been sober forever, but you know, like you guys can keep drinking or whatever and get my Coke. So we sit down and this is where I have to be careful with how I share things. So these people are somebody, right? Like they're named people. They're Googleable individuals. I don't recognize either of them. So I pull one guy aside. I was like, who are we working here? Like, what's the angle? And he's like, well, you know, that guy is blah, blah, blah. And this is what he's good for. And the other guy is blah, blah, blah. And this is what he's good for. And so I was like, cool. Well, since we actually took an Uber to get to this thing, I already made a relationship with the first guy. We got like connected. We found something. I got him on the hook. I'm good to go. So I'm going to work on the other guy. So this other guy and I start going at it. Like he's just this is very like abrasive personality where he's just wanting to show his power trip. And I handle it. And these guys that have seen me, I'm usually humble, quiet, like really methodical, really abstract. He's, like big picture shit. And this guy just starts like taking shots at me, right? Like, like personal shots, right? To the point where some of the guys around me were like uncomfortable. At that point, I was like, no, I take personal shots right back at this guy and whatever. And then he starts playing this power game where he's like, dude, like I'm worth billions. And I'm like, dude, tell me where you are on the Forbes list. And I'll call the guy that's directly on top of you right now on the phone. And the guy on top of that and the guy on top of that. Like, I have like stronger. And it's just kind of this weird power play. And then he said, well, you guys like, just care about money or something like that. And I said, dude, everybody likes money, but I just care about money because like I need, like it's an obstacle that I need to get out of the way in order to make the world a better place. They're calling bullshit on this thing. So I was like, fine, you want to see how I'm able to make money if I cared to? I'm going to shill a meme coin. I want you guys to open your chart, open your phones, and check out what I have the power to do. I'm going to tweet it and the chart's going to go up. And so these guys that are billionaires, they're sitting there like, hold on, let me buy the coin. Right? So these are shit coins. So you can't buy more than a few grand before moving it, right? Like I was like, guys, like this defeats this exercise. But even the guys that were on my team, like were also like, dude, send me some Solana because I don't have any. I'm like, send me your fucking wallets. I'll fund all your guys' petty, pathetic thing, right? And and so then I go out and I tweet this thing. And these guys were able to get their money done, and I have to be careful with sharing more than that. But like, anyways, at that point, because the one guy sent Bitcoin to the other guy to do it for him because he didn't have Solana, and so like blah blah blah. At the end of the day, because I got involved in the transactions that we were just trying to get it out of the way, eventually I got my $5,000 back, which is what I lent out to like a couple of the people in the thing, but they get it back to me in my shit coin. They didn't give me Solana back. They gave me the shit coin back. And I was like, did I just not explain that I didn't do this for the fucking money? Like, this is dumb, right? And so then I'm selling it off slowly to make sure I don't rug it. I end up like breaking even. One of these guys, it's like worth so much, and is the quiet investor. I think this was his first meme coin. He sends me a screenshot last night. He's like, dude, I'm up 100% on your coin. I was like, Jesus Christ. People at the highest level are enjoying this meme coin game. But yes, apparently some are still doing well. And to people at all, like to me, it was a learning experience because like on many levels, but the one that, because I omitted so many like facts from that story, the relevant one that everyone can relate with is everybody enjoys playing the meme coin game. Like everybody enjoys it. It's like it is fun. It is a thrill. It is a gamble, right? Like we all know their lifespan is not very long. They're like, at least this cycle, they've self-identified as memes. There's no white papers or utility or like roadmaps or whatever, right? Like it's just, this is the good one. Let's do it. And it goes up and then goes back down. You just chase another one. And some of them have staying power. And those are the ones that are like, everyone's hoping to get that one, right? But like in the meantime, people are getting the game. And it is entertaining to the point where on a call today, I'm sitting there, guy, he's explaining some crypto stuff to me. And I was like, dude, I want to do this really ambitious thing. And like, it's complicated. I'm walking him through the steps. And so he's like putting it onto the screen. He's drawing like diagrams. And he calls it like the Troll Project. He names it Troll, right? Like there's a project. I was like, dude, that's a really good name for this project. Like, has somebody done a troll meme coin yet? Because that one sounds like a great fucking name. Now I'm going to pump fund it right now. Like, and apparently there's not a good troll coin out there. So if you guys want to do a troll coin, I will shill it.
Add to that, the people who are not having fun are in desperation. Those people down in the Solana slaughterhouse who need to make money down there are not having fun. People who have a little bit of wiggle room, they
shouldn't be playing it because it's not a winnable game.
No, you don't go down there in a car that's about to fall apart. You know what I mean? If you're betting your bills in the Solana slaughterhouse, you're probably not having fun. But you know what? If you got a little bit of wiggle room, you got some breathing room, it is a lot of fun, right?
And as is proved by these guys that are billionaires, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That were sitting there going like, hold on, don't tweet yet, right? Like, and clearly because of the low market caps, they can't put in more than like a grand, right? So what, they walked away with like, and I don't think they held for a week, but they sold, for like 10, 15, 20%. Like they got their little pump and then they were happy to make $200, right? Like,
it's
it was just for me a publicity stunt to show them that like I'm in it for bigger picture shit than just like a quick thrill. And then I just blew up in my face when all these guys are having a great time.
Okay, guys, money. I know it's a little bit early, but this is literally Jamie. Can we play the clip? This is Jamie going to a.
Yeah, we could do it. We could do it because I mean, if you can learn how to. Well, before we play it, I just want to say like if you can learn how to compartmentalize what's a gamble, like what's in the casino, and actually what's an investment. Now? Yeah, no, you're walking into not that, but I just wanted to rickroll you real quick. But we'll get into right now, Sassy.
Oh shit! Who's fucking hungry?
For fucking God's sakes,
Who's
no.
getting a rumble in their tumble?
No, Saz, mate, you can't fucking bring this out.
Step aside, Donny.
You can't fucking just bring this out, mate. Everyone gets really concerned.
Get out of the way, Donny. You gotta let me do this, Donny.
So, mate, I can't let you do this. I'm sorry.
Step aside, Donny.
It's so good. That's so good. That really is.
Billionaires. He's just walking in with billionaires. Got his car.
That was perfect.
Hilarious.
That was perfect. But yeah, it's interesting though, right? The whole adrenaline rush that comes from the gamble, and that's why I think meme coins are still gonna have their place, and they're gonna make people either really good money or small amounts of money.
Gambling, it gives people the ability to like, one thing is flipping a coin. It's like, let's gamble on a coin flip, right? I'm sure there's a coinflipwebsite.com where you can just do it, and like that's boring, that's stupid. But it gives people like, they can look at the team. They can do some DD, right? If it hasn't launched yet, or if it did launch, they look at their little metrics and they got their little way of. They got their system, right? And so it's like it adds that entertaining value, right? Like I got edge, I got a strategy, right? And it is a game that people can improve upon. And then like, man, I did everything right except for I didn't sell on time or too early or whatever, like. And so it's a game, and it's fun, and it's a great on ramp for people who are like just feeling like they're missing out on the party, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, now I got this wallet and crypto, and what else can I do? And then that's what can then they can start doing other stuff, which is maybe less fun, more serious, but also more lucrative, much more lucrative.
Well, speaking of lucrative, Jamie, I know we have two powerhouses on our stream today, and I want to give Jason the floor to make an introduction for our first amazing woman named Teresa. We have just solidified something amazing, haven't we, Jason, with Teresa and who she's all affiliated with, and we can't wait to share. So I'll let you introduce Teresa. And
yes, drum roll.
Everybody applause. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, no, really exciting, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Obviously, we've been doing a lot of developments behind the scenes. Lots has been going on in the RWA aspect of what's happening on the business model and the expansion. And we've got some great news. As of yesterday, we've aligned a franchise company with Teresa Murray. And I'm going to get Adrian here to run through. He's been doing a lot for us behind the scenes, putting this together, formulating, the industry experts and the best of the best, right? And we've been able to narrow it down to this amazing team that we've aligned with. So Adrian, take the stage, my man.
Guys, this is a super exciting collaboration and partnership here. We're super excited. We're so excited to have met Teresa and to be expanding with Teresa as well. Look at the smile on the face. Would you like to run through a little bit there, Teresa? First, tell us a little bit about First Franchise and a little bit about what it is you do, and then I can talk a little bit more about where we're looking to expand.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much for having me. First of all, I am going to say that I'm ashamed that I am a crypto version, but definitely not my first franchise rodeo. So we are franchise development specialists across Australia and New Zealand, which incidentally are the two most franchised markets per capita. So you're definitely, in the right spot to be launching this. We work across all industries, helping businesses scale through franchising. We've been operating for coming up 10 years. We work with around 50 new companies every year, which I think is probably testament to the popularity of franchising, as well as how difficult it's becoming for businesses to expand directly. So yeah, we're super excited to be on board. Very cool business, very cool business model. So thank you very much for trusting us with this, and thanks for having me today.
It's great having you on board, Teresa. Just so the community knows, just so everyone knows, there has been a lot of work that's gone on in the background. We are looking at expanding into the United Kingdom and America. We've gone through a lot of ghost kitchens, enterprises, located so many, and we've got deals for up to over 200 actually, ghost kitchens across the United Kingdom, America. We've done a lot of research on franchise companies. The experts, we had a lot of meetings with them over the past week, maybe week and a half. And yeah, what we saw from Teresa from the interview and the projects and the businesses that she's worked on in the past, she was a clear fit for us. And yeah, just this is 100% without a doubt a collaboration that is going to just completely change the game for Shiba Wings. So
yeah,
yeah,
big time, absolutely, and well said. Yeah, this is a massive development for us, and the amount of time we've spent, working on the franchise model since 2022, building the brand, and then getting our name out there, and then now realigning it with those industry professionals to take us to the next level. We're a very seasoned team, and now we have the even more seasoned experts, now joining us and teaming together to really knock this out the park. So really get excited, guys, because this is what it's all about, right? We spoke about the business model and how it plays with the token. It's not a project, it's a business, right? And, the more stores we open, the more that chart's going to climb. And yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait for this. It's huge, guys. You've got to understand what's about to take place. So really exciting. I know the guys got a few videos to share. We'll roll it out. And we've got some more news to follow after that one, and we'll share that out shortly.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to comment here and just say it kind of speaks into the current, place we're in the market, right? And moving forward, how, Web 2, right? People say Web 2. Web 2 is coming into Web 3, and I guess my question to you, Teresa, is like, do you see how things are starting to bridge, more or less with the crypto industry and how real world business is coming into play with that? With a partnership like ours with yours, moving forward, do you see businesses wanting to do this, more frequently, more actively, more aggressively, seeing as the market is now turning towards, hey, we're really bullish on crypto and the possibilities of it all?
Yeah, look, I think that's one of the great things about franchising is that you can apply it to any business model. So it works for all industries. It's getting harder and harder for businesses to operate in a direct model with employees. So franchising really meets so many of those challenges head on. So whatever industry, it works, and that's what we see. Invariably the businesses that we work with, they want to expand faster than they can directly, where they're having to put up their own capital, where they're having to try and manage large teams remotely. So franchising really offers those solutions. So yeah, crypto, whatever the industry is, it works. It's the most successful business growth model in history, bar none. So I think it's probably the perfect fit for your model. Absolutely.
That's amazing. Well, we're not only lucky, but also just like I think Adrian said, excited like 3 times. I absolutely excited to be partnered, with you and how this is all going to evolve moving forward. And we couldn't be in a more better position, seeing as how the market is really turning towards crypto as the future, and just digital assets in general. So very much impeccable timing for this type of partnership, I think, and more or less, I think moving forward, we're going to be really a model that people look towards, and try to not only coexist with, but even compete. And it's really exciting to be a first mover of this caliber. So it's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting to be a pioneer in any kind of industry. But this is super exciting, obviously, for us as well to be involved in this and be able to sort of assist in the journey. So yeah, thanks again.
No, very welcome.
One of the greatest things from the interview that I took, Teresa, was the fact that almost instantly that you saw the potential and you saw the growth of where Shiba Wings could head. That was a taking point for me there. And it feels like we're at this point where the expansion plans have come to the point of fruition where it's ready to go. And over the coming 2 or 3 months and for the rest of the year, this is where it's just going to keep getting faster and faster and faster for the whole business, for Shiba Wings. And
it's getting harder and harder for any business to have a USP, but the fact that you guys are going to be the first ones doing this is a big deal. And franchisees, they get excited by that. They've got a point of difference in the market. It enables them to compete, particularly in quick service food franchises. There's a lot of competition out there, but there's nobody doing what you guys are doing. And that is going to give you some significant traction quickly when you take this to market. So yeah, the potential is out there at 100%.
I see Sassy. I think he's thinking of something right now. He's always got something on his brain.
I think it's very important to talk about what we're really building, right? Like obviously we're building a franchise. We've got, ghost kitchens, food trucks, brick and mortars, but we're actually building an umbrella, right? The umbrella is like, we see brands out there like the Yum Group, right? That have all these franchise models under them that they manage, right? This is what Wing is all about, right? We're building an ecosystem that's powered by various other brands that we've already, implemented into what we're already doing, right? That's operating from our current ghost kitchens. And we have even more brands that are about to come out. We have a new pizza brand that we're about to come out with, Shiba Pizza, which we're going to open up to the community. The community will vote and pick the name moving forward. But there's so much alignment here. And eventually, the plan is, and what my goal and vision is to have this massive umbrella of these operating, of these franchises under our system, right? And we start entering that market. And when you look at it now, there's only 2 major players out there, right? And we're the third to really dissect into the market, really establish ourselves and set a footprint, to compete against those big guns that are out there. And we have everything that it takes to be able to achieve this result. So really looking forward to this and, really excited and this to be a community-owned franchise model that nobody has ever done. The doors we're about to open to help, other communities. I've got a few other things that we're looking at in terms of Wing Finance and how we can help operators, establish a brand, by working together, help funding solutions, to be able to open doors, globally. And this is really exciting for me and what we're going to do, as a model, as a business model to really get out there. So, it's exciting times ahead, guys. We did, yesterday officially signed the Encore deal in UK, so that's done and dusted. So congrats.
Let's go, Jason. Let's go.
I'm very impressed with what you guys have put together. The due diligence, the research. This morning, I woke up at 5 and it's that many messages about UK and cross comparisons to different brands and pricing and Craig and Adrian behind the scenes, what they're doing with Leisha there in the UK and Usha as well. That just it's overwhelming, guys. You guys are smashing it. I love it. You guys are, we're bred to be a team. We're a family, right? It's just amazing. Everybody that we've collaborated with, we're not a team. We're not colleagues. We're actually it's a one big franchise family, and Wing is going to really take the market by storm.
Well, I think
I like.
this is so
Go ahead,
high
Sass.
because the potential is, you know, you really can't put a limit on it. To Teresa's point there, it's like, you know, the legitimacy of this business model coupled with the level of excitement for the industry that it is coupled with, but not really not dependent on whatsoever, right? Crypto goes in these cycles. This won't. This doesn't care about those cycles. And so for that reason, that element of that layer of legitimacy on top of that, and I do think, to Teresa's point, that first mover advantage is great, but and as you guys have said, there's going to be a lot of people swimming in that wake. That's going to be, you know, that's going to be a model that's going to be jumped on, and that's great because overall, there's plenty of room. There's plenty of room, right? And the first mover advantage is going to remain, by the way. But there's plenty of room, and the more legitimacy is brought to the table, not from, so basically with these other meme coins, right? Big ones, let's say Doge, Shiba Inu specifically, Pepe, all of these things, right? They are very much at the whim of cycles, right? They have legitimized themselves in the sense that they've just become a behemoth. They've become a machine, so they're not going anywhere. But they do absolutely depend entirely on these cycles. This does not, and that's the model moving forward.
I think that's why I get super excited, because I know Jamie, you even, you know, pointed this out. There's two things that you can bank on, right? That's people multiplying, right? We'll use that, people multiplying. And then also people being hungry, because you have to feed those people that are multiplying, right? So to Sassy's, So to Sassy's point, right? The reason why I foresee the same things is because, you know, cycles are dependent on hype. They're dependent on a community that's excited about the current state of the market, right? Whereas a McDonald's or another fast food restaurant is really just dependent on how hungry people are, right? And what they're grabbing at. So again, this is going to not just survive; it's going to thrive because of that in place. And I know you would agree, Jay, because that was literally like what you explained last time, and it was golden. So.
I just realized I've been on mute. I have this touch button. Yeah, no, like population growth was what I was saying is the PC term, but no, like that is. You know, I was actually trying to. I'm so philosophical sometimes to explain that to my wife. It's like we went from, and I'm not taking credit for this idea. I'm crediting the Sapiens, the book, you know, the author for the Sapiens book. I don't know which of the 3 books he wrote this in, but he made a very interesting point that we went from, like, as a humanity, from saying we're an economy of today. So today I'm going to barter with you bananas for apples, or currencies. Like today I'm going to feed my family. Today I'm going to work. And then today I'm going to, you know, like, and we're living off of today's situation. And at some point we started being able to produce more and to grow, because we started living off of tomorrow's stuff, right? Which basically said, well, I have a restaurant and I operate the restaurant, and then I feed my family, and then I go home and I spend time with them. But then like we switched into this mode where they're like, hold on a second, if you trust in the future, like, and you trust that this restaurant could potentially grow, I could have 2, right? If you gave me money, I could have 2, and then I can give you a piece of that, right? So there's still not 2 restaurants, and all of a sudden there's this transaction that takes place based off of events that haven't happened yet. This makes, you know, this is like simplification, an obvious one, but like a very important one, whereby all of a sudden the world starts going to this growth mode, right? Where you are starting to operate under things that are expected to grow, and it's justified entirely. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's justified entirely on the premise that there will be more consumers in the future as well, right? Just because of, you know, the population growth. And so based off of that, we now live in a mentality, in an economy where growth is the status quo. And we can rely on having more consumers, just because of that population growth. And all these consumers need to eat. They don't have to trade meme coins. They don't have to be in crypto. They don't have to be they can be in whatever they want. They can be in the jungle if they want, but they still have to eat, right? And so this is like a very, very safe, like, you know, business model.
Yeah, win-win. I mean, if a degen had, you know, nothing but, you know, $8 in their pocket, you're either going to buy chicken wings or you're going to buy a token, right? Either way, it's going on the chart. Either way, it's going on the chart in some capacity.
100%.
So it's great. It's awesome. Jason, I know we wanted to showcase and give people some goosebumps here. Do we want to roll one of yeah, okay. I heard your lips. I didn't hear your
Yes. Yeah, I realized I was on mute.
No, it's all good. Let's give the crowd. Amazing. Just amazing.
Yeah, really well done, guys. Absolutely. Looks awesome.
That's what we're going. We got more to come. More to come.
Yeah, we're just getting started.
Oh yeah.
What fire news so far to really kick off the stream today, guys? And I know everybody has been asking quite consistently, like, what's going on, guys? What's the updates? There's a lot cooking. Like we said it before, Jason cooks in real life, and he's cooking on the blockchain. He's really making things happen along with this amazing team. So Teresa, it's a pleasure having you a part of this group, and look forward to how we develop together as a business. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. We're so excited, and I mean, just watching that video again, it's it's like, where do I sign? Awesome. Yeah,
I love it.
Cool.
It's that video just gets me all the time. Just goosebumps nonstop, man. Always brings a tear to my eye too. It just shows what we've been able to achieve. Right,
makes it real. Makes it tangible.
Yeah, that's it. It's all like, I still can't believe it's real, right? Like what we've been able to do and how we put this model together, and it's just it's overwhelming, guys. You guys are amazing. We couldn't be in a better position.
It's been years of development for you, Jason. Like, this has been and the team that you have amassed just in the 11 or 12 weeks that I've been helping out is absolutely phenomenal. You've got such an amazing team right now, and everyone's filled in the specific spots that everyone started in one spot and ended up in a better fit for them, and you've allowed that to happen, which I think is going to help the franchise grow in its own right as well. So you're a great leader, Jason, and the vision that you saw when you first purchased the Shiba Inu logo, and then added to that your expertise in the restaurant franchise business, just a perfect match. And it's just, thanks for having me on the team, Jason.
Thank you, my friend. I love the kind words. You're amazing, bro. You're godsend, mate. You actually are. The things you do in the project that people don't even realize what you do behind the scenes, coming into with us joining forces, you're basically my brother from another mother. We're so alike. Like, it was last night, me and Adrian, or yesterday afternoon, we had this long chat, and just the similarities, everything we've been through in life as well, right? That has put us here together today. It was just crazy, man. And I couldn't have been more appreciative of you and everybody else that's been on there. The alignment's beautiful, and, we gel well, and we're going to roll this out bloody amazing together as well. So yeah, kudos to you guys. And obviously, having Jamie come in and join us, that's been the biggest gift for us all, right? Like, honestly,
I just want to hear you say brother from another mother again with that accent.
My brother from another mother.
Badass.
But man, it's been it's been crazy, right? And the doors that Jamie's opened for us, we couldn't be more thankful and grateful, for what you've been able to do for us as a brand and take us to that next level. And, that's been my search, right, over the years. It's like we need to, when I started this in 2022, putting everything together with Maz, who's on his way, to the restaurant as we speak, so he can't join us today. He's been running my operations for 8 years, and he's my other brother from another mother, right? And then I've got even more now, right? So, and me and Maz have spent so much time together, but we always said it's just going to take that one person to understand what we're trying to do and achieve here, right? How we're trying to enter the space, the fast food market, and capture a percentage of that. And we were lucky. It was actually Craig from the Bandits, our social media experts. We were going through all the high-profile influencers, and I said, man, just try Wall Street Bets. Nah, he's never going to respond back to us. And then I just hit it from my Twitter page, and he did. And one morning I woke up, and Craig's like, mate, check your inbox. I was like, oh, shit. All right, here we go. And then we got into a meeting, and Jamie does his thing and everyone's nervous. Nobody wants to say anything. We're all overwhelmed. Firstly, we're in a meeting with Jamie from Wall Street Bets, and there's like 20 of us, and everybody wants to meet him. Everyone's in there, And Jamie's like, whoa, fuck, how many people are in this bloody meeting?
I was walking into one of those time sharing sales. I didn't understand was because I showed up a little late, right? So the conversation was already gone. So I was like, I'll just be quiet and sit back. No, honestly, you downplay an important factor, which I think is important to highlight because of the differentiator, right? The fact that I have fun with meme coins, but that's all they are. I don't believe that there is some positive value. If you count entertainment as one. On-ramping new people is another. Being able to, I love anything that challenges the people's beliefs about money and finance and valuation, because watching these meme coins completely in a matter of hours just shadow actual businesses, right? With these names that you can't say on these spaces because kids are watching. But they're short-lived. They are a distraction for me, and I'm in it for bigger plays. I'm in it for bigger stuff. I like to disrupt, and so seeing the word Shiba, it was difficult for you to get through to me. I was like, dude, not a meme token. If you want, I can make a tweet about it or whatever. And you're like, no, you don't understand. And then flooded me with documents, and I'm like, dude, you really think I want to read that shit? Why don't we talk about it and we can go over it quick? And then all of a sudden, wait, you guys are a business. Should have started with that, right? But it's hard because your icon is the Shiba logo, and so the reason why I share this is because it's what I can only assume people's first reaction when they see this, and so it's important to communicate the uniqueness of this, where it's a meme business, right? I have issue with that video you played because I saw the word meme coin there, and so I'll just leave it at that.
They did it on purpose. They did it on purpose to you.
That was your Rickroll, right? That was your. You're just trying to put, but the only thing you were missing from that one was the word project, right at the top of the thing, all right? This project. But no, it's a meme business, which is if you go to a VC and you say to them, all right, I got an idea, and it's what's your idea? And it's well, I got a restaurant idea. I want to do a restaurant. They're like, okay, good luck. It's a tough business. That's what everyone says, and it is, supposedly. And so how are you going to get past this really tough business? And you say, well, I got two things going for me. Number one, I now purchased this very valuable IP that is instantly recognizable by a very large demographic of enthusiastic people. And I'm going to find a way to leverage this branding such that pays for its. I'm not going to pay a marketing team. They're going to do it for free, or they're going to even pay to do it, right? And the branding, the name recognition is there, and they go, okay, great. So you got a good looking store people walk into. you ever run a business before? And then the answer from Jason's like, yeah, as a matter of fact, I got 20 years of flawless track record, right? Like taking over franchises that were at the bottom of a list, like 80 something or whatever. And then within months to the number one on, to the point where the regional manager or whatever, like Thunder Mifflin calls you in and says, we want your secret. So all of a sudden you got the attention of the VCs, like, all right, so you know what you're doing and you got like a way to get exposure. This is a viable business, right? And this is exactly what it is. And then the crypto component is it's flipping the script. The token is not a meme token. The token is quite literally an investment, and the investment gets its value directly from sales from these restaurants. Like that is, you want to know where its utility comes from? I despise that word. This one doesn't have utility, because utility, the other ones, you say, well, you can do stuff. I guess it does have a little utility, because if you pay with wings, you get a discount at the restaurant, which then you end up pretty much getting right back, because the profits like go to buy and burn the thing. So it doesn't have a utility, but it's got a built-in mechanism that makes the number go up without having to do anything. And so that all of a sudden gets you a community of very enthusiastic token holders that just love shilling stuff and getting more noise, right? And telling their friends to go buy chicken wings, because they know that if they get their friends to buy chicken wings, then the token goes up, right? Like, and they're doing it, they're making money. And this is like, what a productive tokenomic model that is an actual business model that could, that gets the attention of traditional financiers and business people. In a way that doesn't just say, oh, and I have a token alongside my thing. You have no idea the number of businesses that are saying, well, I have a recognizable business, I'm going to launch a token or an NFT collection, back when those were popular. Like, just to make extra money, right? And they're allowed to do that. They're collectibles. I'm not going to knock them for doing that, but that's it. That was it. And then the NFT season went down, the tokens, the prices went down, and people still value their NFTs, but like they can't sell them for as much. But in this particular case, like the roadmap, there is like, I hope, I don't know if there's a white paper or a roadmap for this one, but it should be really simple. 5% of profits go to buy and burn, period. Like there's your roadmap and your tokenomics white paper, right? Like we're actually cooking. That's that's what you're buying into. And so like, that's why I like to share that story, right? People see this, they go, oh, it's another chicken wing. And I was in DC, and part of DC, I was in Denver. And because I've been so involved with this, it's impossible for me to not bring it up if people don't bring it up before, and so it comes up in every conversation. And I'm find myself explaining this, this little rant that I went on. I try to keep it a little shorter for them, but the idea, to explain to people like, oh, okay, which I thought Shiba was a meme token. Well, yeah, the Shiba token's meme token, and that's what inspired this entire thing. And we've decided to do things backwards to make a business, and that's why this is Jamie Rogozinski who's behind there, and any connections and doors that I'm opening, it's because Jamie Rogozinski feels this is contributing to a great first mover business model idea. And I like to be at the forefront of those, right? And and like I said in my story at the beginning, money, everyone wants money, but to a point. Once I got my bills paid, once I don't people have to worry about paying rent like that, that it's a real issue. I'm not going to minimize that. But once you got what you need, the bare minimum, like, I'm fine with that. Any additional money, I don't buy shit with the thing. I don't have like name brand stuff. I don't drive a fancy car. I don't care to. I care to make a difference. I care to leave like the world in a better shape than I found it. I care to do things that make me feel good. And that's really what pushes me. And that's the reason why Jamie's involved with this thing, right? Like it's not it's not a Wall Street bets. It's I personally think that I want to be a part of, want to help in any way, in every way that I can to make sure that this thing can succeed or will succeed, just help speed things along. Because honestly, you'd be able to do things without me. You know, any of the appreciation is probably the speed at which I'm able to get things done. But this is it's an honor to be a part of this, very much so. And what I spend the rest of my time doing is like other stuff that is, in my opinion, also going to leave a mark. You know, I just got off the phone with someone else yesterday that spent a good hour and a half with him. Just he was able to keep up with my philosophical, super high level, like airplane 40,000 feet, like foot point of view. This guy's just another very, you know, influential. He's on the Forbes list, right? So he's like looking for stuff to do that doesn't involve him making money, and so he gets excited about, you know, obviously told him about this and about these other things that I'm doing, and he's like so on board with the number of people that I don't know that want to do that instead of instead of thinking shorter term. I just like to think that.
Well, I was thinking about the term that you came up with for, you know, this, Jamie, and I know you won't ever forget it. Just one of those things that
I make up terms by accident.
Yeah. Meal coin, bro. Meal coin. This is not a meme coin; it's a meal coin. And I think, Teresa, if you want to take that back, yeah, because it's a first of its kind. This is a definite meal coin.
Yeah, awesome.
I do things. I sometimes misspeak, and it just goes really well. Like the Megatron on when we were having the spaces on Twitter. I'm like,
no, it sticks. It sticks, man. I mean, it's consumption. It's a meal coin, man. It's a meal coin.
I will take credit for the RWB. I believe that was my idea, because like RWA was like a keyword. I think it's kind of fizzling out right now, but like when I came up with that RWB, the RWA was a word of choice. I was like, well, it's a real world business. And then the reason why I like that is because it's an oxymoron, right? Like it's flipping. What do you mean a real world business? Like businesses are real world. Like it's like, you know, it's like, well, yeah, that's kind of the irony behind this thing, is that like, you know, when you meet someone IRL in real life, right? Like, but we're making a lot of noise in the crypto land. This is an IRL business, right? Like it's a real business. And but yeah, it is a meal coin. 100%. You can buy meals with it, and you can benefit from people that buy meals with it. And and we can feed people with it. And I know that there's other efforts which I, you know are underway that are like, that have philanthropic components, which are extremely fun. Like they're fun. Like I like doing stuff that feels good, but I like stuff that feels good when you're having a good time doing it. All the different ways that people can walk away winning, right? Being happy, like just it's a win all the way around. And the journey for me is really what I'm all about.
Something I want.
What are you doing? Do it. I got this private chat. You guys are telling me to do it. Say it. I don't think so. Can somebody explain to me
what you're talking about?
I'm going to take a screenshot. I'm going to take a picture of it with my phone, and I'm going to show you the phone to the world, because I don't know what this means. Can somebody please explain to me what that means?
It's on my list. It's on my list. The meal coin.
Something I wanted to bring up, which was mentioned about Jason specifically, and I didn't know this obviously, but I could have guessed it. The idea that, so first of all, it ties back to Sassy specifically, and I would love to hear Teresa's input on this as well, because I would wager anyway. I don't really know the size. The scope of her organization is probably quite large, but the actual core team is probably pretty tight, right? That's the way that this kind of goes. The same is going to be true with Wing, right? The scope of it's going to be massive, but the core team, the real the real people who are kind of the masters and commanders are going to be a relatively tight bunch. What I've found with essentially the way that I found my way into Sassy was through trial and error, right? Working through duds. No offense if any of you duds are watching. You guys were duds though. But I was on different teams previously, right? And the quality does just rise up to the top. Well, you rise up to the top, and you want the people around you to be of that quality that inspires you to work harder. But if you're working really hard, you want them to be inspired to work harder too, right? The quality of people is kind of apparent. You can kind of, you get that over time a little bit, right? But you click with somebody, this and that, but it was brought up. I can't remember who mentioned it, right? But that Jason was sort of receptive to the idea of switching, maybe not even switching roles around, but this guy is great. His quality is high. And over time, as this organization is kind of building out, we're going to really find the role, or maybe the role that he's actually going to fill best is going to reveal itself a little bit over time. That has happened with us as well. And I think that that's a really important part of any very successful team, and especially a very successful leader. They're going to see the quality of an individual, and they're going to keep that individual there, and then they're going to put them in the slot that they are going to do the absolute best in. And yeah, as I said, I came from a place where that wasn't going on. And now it's just such a breath of fresh air to be on a team where that is absolutely the case. And it's a little bit of trial and error, because you do know that this is a quality person and that they're going to work hard. And then you want to get them sitting down at a task that they're going to absolutely, I'm going to curse. They're going to absolutely fucking kill it. Right. So you do a little bit of triage, you know what I mean? Some people get, left behind on things like that sometimes, but realistically, you get that core group, you're keeping them. But where are we going to maximize their potential? That's the show of a real team that's going to absolutely never fail. And that's the show of a real leader as well, who can find that quality, and then they're not afraid to adjust things as they go to maximize the efficiency.
How come you're allowed to say a fucking great team and I'm not allowed to say people fuck? Population.
Fair enough. Fair point.
I thought we were making this children safe.
Yeah, you know what I have to say to that is it's the masters of.
It's got a lot more oomph to it. I think that your application of it was a lot more productive than mine. Mine is just a crude way of saying population growth, and you were actually putting passion behind your words. Yeah.
Masters of the pivot, though. I think a lot of in real life businesses are going to have to get used to this. I mean, obviously, first mover of its kind for us, but I think we're going to lead the way with showing how to pivot. And garner not only more attraction and brand awareness, but how to capitalize on the changes that are coming and are yet to develop. They're always going to be developing. But the fact that that Jason and this whole team has been malleable during this whole time. I mean, Jason, you've been at this for a few years now, and that pivot has changed even within those years, right? Within that first year, you had a pivot. Second year, you had a pivot. Third year, you had a pivot, and that pivot is always gonna be there. But you are becoming a master of that pivot. So it's been quite honestly like amazing to see since I've even joined the team. So. Hats off to the whole team here for doing their damn thing,
Absolutely. No, thanks, brother. I love the words as always. You're too kind, my friend, too kind. But yes, it's teams just it's amazing to have this type of team, right? There's so many businesses, projects out there, right, that are running currently that I haven't seen anything like this. Like, to be honest, and we've all been in the space for a very long time, right? We've built great relationships with a lot of communities, and we've aligned a lot of communities with us as well as we go on this journey. But yeah, to have a team like this, it's amazing. It's overwhelming. And, courtesy to Jamie and those doors that are opening, we're able to really take this to the next level. So get ready, guys. Get ready to rock this out and shiver wings around the globe. It's going to be an amazing journey we're all going to be sharing together.
I truly believe especially because I'm embarking on this philosophical journey, I have these life cycles where I'm inspired, and then I'm just kind of, in a lull, and then I get back to inspired, and I think I'm in this inspired part of the cycle, and I'm spending a lot of time with. I'm in somewhat of an echo chamber, but it's an important echo chamber. It's an echo chamber of with people that are able to, make things happen in a palpable way around the world. And the thing that is resonating inside this chamber is how we are currently at. You go to different points in history where you can point to the Industrial Revolution and to this and the internet age, and how there's these major events shift the trajectory of humanity, right? And so I think that when crypto, and I was very late to the crypto game, but I was listening to what they were saying. And so the people that were early in the crypto game were saying, this is, like going to be the next change. This is going to be the next point in history where it pivots and humanity takes a turn. And at the time I was like wishful thinking, because crypto really had a lot going against it, because it was threatening government sovereignty to some extent. And up until this last administration, you could see that people were getting arrested left and right, harassed for, like CZ spent, I don't know how much time in jail for who knows what he did, an unpaid parking ticket, but we know what that's about, right? Like at the end of the day, the fact that crypto has made it past this umph, now the new conversation is, okay, now we got to be really careful because we're on the precipice, right? And we need to be really, we have to be careful because, with the advent of instant information and then misinformation and then AI in this, and you have this kind of, there's always been this imbalance of power or money or whatever, right? Like from any point in history, and that's kind of been inherited to the next generation. After every revolution, you have a new power structure that's asymmetric to some extent. But right now, we're kind of at this point where like people are forced to really take a stance against making sure that the next after this particular revolution takes place, we don't end up with the same asymmetry. And as a result of this really abstract rant is the fact that people are forced to innovate. This restaurant is exactly the type of thing that lands under this new paradigm shift. There's like now new ways to think about this, like of growing a business, and this is growing a business that's stood the test of time. Right, feeding people has always been a thing. I don't know when the first restaurant came up, but I can show like that idea has been around forever. But this application of a business model for the restaurant is the first of its kind, and I think that it's further proof of this message that I'm hearing in this echo chamber of like, now we're forced to actually make big changes to the way things operate, because in a sense, this restaurant represents not only what it is representing, what we've been talking about, but it also represents like a new model by which you don't necessarily have to play by the rules, right? Like this restaurant been financed, through traditional means, through hybrid means, and through regular VCs for the most part. I think a little bit through the crypto side, but it's one step away from someone doing. I'm going to do the same thing, except for I'm going to finance it through the crypto. I'll do my meme coin launch or whatever, and I'm going to say that I'm going to do what they did. See the Shiba guys? See how successful they were? We're going to do it, but we're going to sell ice creams or whatever T-shirts like. And they can now point to us in order to actually successfully finance their operation. And they bypassed these VCs, right? They just went around this old system, the established system for entrepreneurial growth, and it gives more power, and it fights the asymmetry, right? Like it fights the asymmetry, because if you have a good idea, whatever, you need to have contacts, right? Part of the reason why I think that you guys keep thanking me so much is because I got a lot of good contacts. And I'm fortunate, and I'm aware that I'm fortunate, and this is what I'm helping to facilitate. But I'm trying to do this so that this model can then be replicated by somebody that does not have contacts. All they need to do is say they did it, so it's a proven concept. Now they don't need to call anybody. They just make sure that it's a solid business. They make sure that they cross their T's and dots their I's, and then they can actually copy the model, self-finance themselves, and actually grow as a result of it. And that is like, to me, going back to now, Jamie, I'm going to pivot a little bit toward the Wall Street Bets-ish side of me that says like, this is the way that little people, when I say little people, I guess I got to be careful with that word. Like, I apologize if that is
no, don't just say it. Just say it. Do your thing.
Just not little people, like, like the retail, like the non 1%, the 99%, right? Like the the average Joe that at this point has to go through, hold on a second, I got a guy, right, that can help you get this done, or I got money so I can help you get this done. Without those two things, the 98% really has like an uphill battle. And yes, you do have the success stories of the guys that made Google, started off in the 99%. You have tons of those, but I also got a huge list of people that won the lottery too, right? You can't strive for that system, because the majority of people just have a good, honest idea with a good, honest product or a good thing, and they want to execute, and they just can't because they don't have the fortune, the good fortune of either actual fortune, money, or being able to, to finance the way that normal people finance, because they're going to ask, let me see what your credentials are, and this, that, the other. When I have this kind of, there's a bit of bitterness to me, because when I have this, like just great lifelong story, but during a very small chapter of my life, I decided I was going to do a thing that I thought was going to be a great idea, a business idea. And I went to VCs and I said, this is a great idea. And it was, to this day, it continues to be a great idea. Give me money so that I can do it. And they go, dude, no, I don't know who you are. You're a nobody. Get out of here. And I was like, but it's a great idea. Like the Shark Tank, this would have worked great. So like, you know what I need to do? I need to play the fucking, and turn around, and I wrote a book. I quite literally wrote a book so that when people Googled me, they could say author. And to this day, if you Google Jamie Rogozinski, yes, it'll say the Wall Street Bet stuff, but Google, the algorithm has me identified as an author. That's my profession. Right. And so like, that was the only thing I wanted, to write a book. It turns out I made a lot of money with the book, because it turned out to be a good book and whatever. But like but the objective there was, I need to play this stupid game of trying to get credentials and pretend and put on a suit with a tie. Right. And it's like a costume for me. And it's like, dude, why are we doing this when what's the point of this game? Because the rules are extremely strange. I just wrote a book, and all of a sudden now you're going to take my calls. Like, yeah, okay. The book could have sucked, right? Like, it doesn't even matter. But it's just putting on this just careless, like, show. And it's because just the rules are just kind of screwed up. And I think that stifles innovation. It stifles productivity. It stifles I don't know. It's just a lot of talent, a lot of how many great things could have come to fruition that never did, because the VC didn't call them back.
Yeah, and I think that's a great spherical explanation as to where you're at. Not only a lot of people are at, though, too, Jamie, because a lot of people do feel like when they come into this space that they're late, right? And you're not exactly late. You're in at a current price point, right? So I wouldn't even say like you entered in late. You just came in at a certain price point. But I think what you've been doing and what others that have been building in this space have been doing have been really creating this validation, for themselves and their ideas and how they're going to perform. So I get the validation.
You're right, and that's a good point. I do need to stop saying that, because there's no such thing as late. Like, I guess I do it for two reasons. Number one, because a lot of people like to say, hi, my name is Bob, and I've been in crypto since 2013. Like that, so that's part of their title, right? So like, shit, well, my name's Jamie. Yeah. I just got in, right? So I think I must have picked that up inadvertently, but like subconsciously. So I thank you, because I'm going to stop doing that, because you're completely right. There's no, I'm also late to the stock market, because I wasn't born when it was around, right? Like
exactly
going up, right? Yep. Like when I bought my index funds, they're a lot better off now than they were prior to that. So you are correct in that, and people should get into that same mentality. But there is a small context as to why I do say I was late, because I don't want to take credit for preaching the vision or being part of the original. I told you since the beginning this was going to happen, because I didn't. I honestly thought, because the odds were stacked against them, right? The odds were slim that they'd pull it off.
Whether you like it or not, though, Jamie, whatever price point you entered in at, you've become a podium of gospel for the space, in a sense. You know what I mean? And I know that we have a father on stage, Father McCabe. A nice little segue there, right?
Bless you, my child.
Manager here. I can be witty, but we got staked up here on stage with with all of us. And I'd love to, hear your thoughts on what's going on. Cause I know, listen, as much as I've been up here so far, I enjoy, and maybe you think differently about yourself, Jamie, but I actually like your carousel that you put people on, because if you pay attention to the individual, points that you're pointing out, it makes entire sense. And even if somebody were to disagree to agree on certain points, you do have this power to really push that echelon and make people think, right, about what it is they not only say, but they do. So I appreciate the carousel.
Thank you very much. I'm not gonna lie, I got interrupted by my 7-year-old, so I only heard the beginning in the second half.
Okay.
But I got the overall crux of it.
It was positive. Don't worry. It wasn't.
No, I know. I was trying to, like, just in the same way that if you send me a text message, like I can't, right before we went live, right, I made the observation that none of your cameras were on because I thought we were already live, and then I said, so now I'm going to repeat what I said. It's like I purposely always have my camera on because if I don't, I'm going to be doing this and I'm going to be like not in this conversation. So when I see these, like on the side of my screen, when I see the text message, like I get derailed easily. So I got derailed with my son, but no. Like I do appreciate, and I'm glad that like my words resonate. And now I'm being interrupted again. Come over here and say hi.
Go for it, Jamie. Go for it.
Actually, just wave to the people. There you go. All right, go. Have fun. Yeah.
Well, we got the father up here, Jamie. You want to hear how Father Mulcahy is doing? I know.
Yeah. I'm just. Yeah, go for it.
I don't have. Oh, are you kidding me? I love to kind of sit in the shadows. I learned so much, man. There's so many intelligent people. I'm surrounded by. I'm just this little orange blob floating around the screen. All you guys are having your faces, and you're putting yourselves and your identities out there. I learn a lot. I learn a lot from Jamie. I learn, I love when Jason talks. He talks with such conviction. Even Ransom throws he's always got something to say. Ransom's an intelligent guy too. I love this whole crew, man. I can't always make the spaces. I appreciate that you guys even invite me up here. I feel a little bit like I have imposter syndrome. You guys all seem like such professionals in the space, and not only because I'm the only non-wing member up here, but I just you are definitely professionals, and I have the easiest job in the world, right? I'm the community manager state. I get to have fun. I get to play games. I keep people we've got an amazing business model, a great product, and an amazing team. So quite literally fell into the easiest job in the world over there because everybody's bullish, everybody's excited, they like what we're doing, and they've been extremely patient because we've been building that thing for 2 years. But I just hop on here really to learn. I know honestly it's kind of fun to listen to Jamie and live vicariously through some of the stories he tells about some of the shenanigans he gets up to and the people he knows. But yeah, I just really kind of sitting back, and if the story leads itself into me, having something to say, then I will. But for the most part, I'm just up here enjoying the vibes and listening and learning.
Well, it's funny because whenever I see, your bio, your name up here, I think steak, and I'm like, oh, you got wings and we got steak, But I think we'd love to hear, how things are going on your side, with your community and how you're, weathering. Not even just, I wouldn't even call this a storm. I think we're just riding the wave, man. I honestly think the way we can view ourselves within this whole market is kind of like Tom Hanks in Castaway. We've been building this boat to, makeshift boat to get out to sea, and we gotta just get over the waves, man.
Things are good, man. Things are good. I appreciate you asking. Hold on, you know what? Let me walk out of rooms. This bird's got something to say too. Things are really, really looking good. What's that?
Oh, you're muted there, Jason.
All right.
Jason knows he's muted.
I don't know. Now he's just muted. Now he's miming. I think he did it intentionally.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Come on, man. I said all that. Now I got to repeat it. But what I was saying was, really appreciate the kind words. We love the alignment we have with you guys and what you're building out in the UK. It's game changing, right? It's really going to change what food is all about, delivery systems, and helping businesses to be able to achieve their goals in terms of being profitable rather than, these platforms like Uber and everyone else out there, taking 30 to 40% of your revenue, on top of everything else. So it's game changing. And what I was saying with those beautiful words that you said about, us and the team was, I actually think you guys are up here and we're here. And we're just trying to catch up to you, right? you guys are at the forefront, and we're excited to align with you guys, and I'm really excited to catch up with John later with what we're about to do together in the UK with you and your
100%.
team. So, yeah,
it's hard to find. We're at that stage right now. I know John, he's lucky if he probably sleeps 3 hours a night right now. We are so close to bridging our liquidity from Binance over to Solana. And a lot of that isn't just the trading volume, it's more of the regulatory stance. Solana is built on Rust. Rust has got more regulatory compliance throughout the United States and the UK. And that's really kind of going to be our second target zone. It's huge, massive, big market for us. So once we prove concept in the UK, we got a massive network of connections over there, then we will be eyeballing the United States. So things are really, we just dropped our new updated white paper, both from our NFT collections and from the business side of things last night. So that's kind of the community's been having fun going over that. Nice new graphics and just kind of the updated roadmap and where we are with everything. The partnerships keep rolling in. We're really excited to not just to have a partnership with you, but the fact that I think we're going to be growing at the perfect rate with one another throughout the UK. And then we'll let you set up shop over the US and just kind of, if we can do the same, we'll piggyback and join forces back over on this side of the pond. But I think the rate at which we both plan to grow is going to be really, really symbiotic. And I think we can bring a lot of good to the space, not just, what you're bringing back to your holders and the model that you're creating, but I hope we basically just show businesses the way that business should be done. Like when you think the olden ways, a fair service or a fair price kind of situation, that's really gotten away from us. And then it's just become a very predatory industry. And the only way people do survive is to pass that cost onto the end user. And we're trying to step in and make a difference. People are running out of money all over the place. Everybody's got to eat, and somebody has to step in and do what's right, not just what's right for the shareholders. I mean, it's still for technically our shareholders are our token holders, and the business model that we are presenting them it's got a lot of potential, like insane potential, really, especially with where we are right now. But it's just really setting a tone, trying to create a legacy about doing what's right in the space, built by people from within the industry that's been crippled by the current practices. So we're really looking forward to it. I've got some hospitality background myself. I know most of the other team, they've all run and operate their own businesses and restaurants. My hospitality sector, although I worked in a restaurant for a number of years, differs a little bit into more of the lodging sector, but still something I'm passionate about, and I just really love working with them. And I don't know, it is just a very symbiotic relationship that we have with you guys. I feel like we learn a lot from each other. You guys are similar personalities. You're kind of kindred spirits in what you want to do with this space. The honesty that you and the caliber that you hold yourself to and your team to, and the people you surround yourself by is something I see in both communities. And so that's why I feel like I know I love being in your Telegram, and I love just being up on your spaces and hearing what you guys have to say, because it feels like I'm a part of the same community I'm already a part of. Like, I feel like there's a lot of natural bridging between the personality types that are gravitated to both business models.
Okay, since everyone's quiet, I can't help it but not bite my tongue. No, if somebody wants to take over, because I'm about to, take this in a different direction.
The alignment's great, and look, we're definitely doing things to not only expand and get out there, but to help, right? To help the community and help the industries that are currently suffering, right? So it's definitely a game changer, and it's going to be a big turn in history, I believe, with what you guys are doing and what we're doing and what we're able to do when we combine forces and we get there together. Well, we need to open up within 8 weeks, right? So we've got an 8-week timeline here for UK. So there's a lot obviously going on, but I'm excited to push through it all, get it going, and see how it all looks for us as we ride that together.
Can I just say, look, I love how innovative this team is, and can't wait to apply all of this into developing your franchise model. I think for you guys, franchising is the perfect growth strategy because there's no such thing as a standard franchise structure. It is the process of replicating a business model and operating system. So there's no restrictions on, how you do this. You don't have to look at how other people have done it. you can completely change the playing field. And I think that that's really on brand for you guys. So I think it's pretty exciting.
Thank you for those kind words, Teresa. I honestly feel like I want to use the word revolutionary. I don't want to overutilize that, not until we get some further validation. But I know when things are really kicked off, Jamie is gonna wear that badge and be like, "Yeah, told you guys so, told you."
So much so that I'm having to like contain myself right now.
I get it, because you're thinking of it from a data perspective.
No,
people should really like
things were said and keywords were triggered, but I'm not going to go there. But I will give people some alpha. This is like the 10th consecutive time. I don't know if we kept track, but like if anybody wants to make money, this is a pretty sure bet, because we have a sample size is pretty important. Whenever these spaces start, you buy Solana. Solana always goes up when we start these spaces.
Yeah, I'll look at that as well.
I don't know why, but I'm gonna go ahead and just take credit for it now. There's just no way about it. Close to the very bottom of the hour, and it just keeps going up. And I will say that instead of the other thing.
That's very interesting.
But I will say what no, I have to say this. I can't live with myself. If you're a project that needs to bridge for whatever reason, which I understand your reason, Father, it's a problem that shouldn't exist. The fact that you're having to bridge, and your reasons for bridging are very valid. They're the same reasons why are similar for there's multiple reasons why tokens bridge. Wing is one such token, and for any out there that's listening that's considering a bridge, don't. That's all I can say. Don't. That's not going to be a problem soon. All the issues with chains and chasing liquidity and trying to pick the best of smart contract technology, speed, gas, whatever it is, like that's all I'm going to say. Don't, if you're considering bridging, just sit tight, not too long. That won't be a problem.
We could use that alpha, and if we could fast forward.
I mean,
this is already in motion. We're like a week away.
Quick.
No, I'm not going to stop you. No. You got to. It's at this point, it's too late. So like that's why I'm not like go ahead and do it because you're going to bridge when you still need the bridge. The people that by the time that you don't need to bridge, it'll be too late for you. So for you go ahead and do it and push through it. But anybody that's kind of sitting on the fence right now, like just keep sitting on the fence. Like don't do the bridge, because one of the issues in crypto, and I made a reference to this last time. It's like, the lack of interoperability is a problem, right? Like the fact that you got to pick an ecosystem, right? If you design, it's like this analogy that I came up with. If I design like a football helmet and I say this thing stops football players from getting concussions, and check it out, I've proven it. It works. Like I've tested it a bazillion times. I've passed all the different, regulatory compliance things. I'd like to go ahead and give it to the football players so that they don't get brain damage. And then I'm told you can't just sell it to the football players. You need to pick a team. And you can only sell it to one team. Like that's what I feel is the problem with crypto and crypto innovations right now. Like you need to pick a team, and that team is a technologically imposed barrier. It's it's almost like a border, really. Crypto has been able to erase geographical borders, but they've imposed these technological ones instead, and it's a problem, and it's hindering it, and it's going to be solved. Well, actually, it has been solved, but it's gonna be rolled out. So crypto as a whole is just going to get better. Like and innovations like this are only going to continue to move forward because of how much time and energy and talent is in this space. And the number of innovators, it's just like inspiring, and sometimes it's discouraging to see that you have to pick a football team. And then sometimes you got to switch football teams because nobody's watching your game or whatever, or your game's illegal in the United States.
Well, it's a massive hindrance to the adoption of the masses, but it's not just like normies, small money that doesn't want to deal with that annoyance. It's everybody all the way up to the top. Until that issue is solved, it is really it has to be a fairly driven and motivated person who wants to get involved in this industry, even just on an investor level. Until that, it's too many hoops to jump through. People are lazy. People are busy. They don't want to fuck with it. They don't want to do it. Again, sorry, I'm dropping them.
No, you're good enough. I mean, like I said, I agree philosophically. I said, like, the things that I embark on tend to be things that like leave a lasting value. And the two things that I'm dedicated to right now is this Shiba wings, and that problem that we've outlined. So I know with a lot of confidence that at the very least, thing like we'll be able to push things in the correct direction, right? We can play meme coins in the meantime, but in, my head's in it for the longer game. Like you don't see me spending hours on spaces, on meme coin spaces. Like, you won't see me on them. Like, you'll see me. Actually, you probably don't even see me on. Like, maybe if I do like a more generic crypto type stuff, you'll see some podcasts. But like, I'm not going to go on a meme coin spaces. Not worth my time. It's not worth anybody's time. It's just not like.
There's very little value in them in general.
Yeah, there's.
Well, we also just know what they're about. Like, we know.
I mean, I guess honestly, like I said, if I had the time, then I don't have anything against it. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing. I just personally don't devote my time to it because of the choices that I'm faced with. How shall I spend my time today? I will end up going with, for the most part, productive stuff, and then leave a little bit of room for shenanigans so that I can, smile.
Yeah, well, you dropped a bomb. You dropped a bomb.
Chamber. Masses are not pouring into X spaces per se. In this case, they are, but this is a little bit different. They like this, the live feeds and these conversations. Plus, let's be honest, Jamie's here. There's a little bit of weight being swung around. But in the average X space, you're talking to the same people, or at least you're talking to people who have already been onboarded. Honestly, you're talking to a lot of. That said, I will say you do make, plant a million seeds, and when one blooms, it's worth it sometimes, kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, that market's tapped a little bit. We got to go out and find people. And then again, that problem, that big hindrance has to be solved before they really want to dive in. Obviously, news cycles, hype, big all-time highs and stuff like that will bring people in, of course. But until it's a streamlined process, it is a headache. It's a nightmare.
There's three things that are preventing crypto from realizing its full potential. The first one is the regulatory risk, right? Which up until November was a real showstopper. Number two, the onboarding experience for people that could care less about the crypto part and care more about the experience, right? You talk about like decentralized social media platforms, decentralize this, decentralized. Some people could care less if the next Reddit or Twitter is decentralized or not. Like, if people are pouring in and they're getting value from it, like, they don't care that it's crypto. They just care that they don't need to like do custom networks in their MetaMask wallet and then like RPC. Like, that's going to stop them from doing a thing. If they can download an app and use it, and it happens to be, backed by blockchain, then that's the thing. If people want to get into it because they want to buy tokens or whatever, they can do that too, as long as the experience is flawless. But you should be able to buy the Trump coin with Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever natively, like on one shot. No bridges, no 6 different steps with 2 different wallets that are incompatible because of the addressing issues. And so that user experience is the second hindrance. And the third one is for the innovators that want to innovate, like you just said, the one that you just tapped on. They're like, dude, I'm not going to deal with this headache because, like, at this point, it's kind of a cesspool. You really need to know. you need to really know a lot about how the current status of the blockchain or crypto ecosystem is as a whole in order to make a smart decision, right? Such as, if you like, such as launching a coin on Binance, not realizing that it's not legal in the US. Like it's an oversight that I've made before. So I'm not going to take a shot, but the fact that you need to consider this and then later on have to like deal with this issue, that holds innovators back. All right, because they say, well, but there's new ones popping up every day. So how do I know that this one's going to be the good one? You can say, well, Bitcoin's always been around. Yeah, but Bitcoin doesn't do anything other than like trade. Like it's not an intelligent ledger. It just keeps count of who has like how much in their balance, right? And then like Ethereum, but that one's just where the money's at, but it's slow or whatever, and they're doing the thing. And then I tweeted today that some dude got MEV sandwiched, like he was doing a USDC, USDC, like. That can't happen. You can't have that shit go on because of these because that's not even arbitrage. That's theft, man. Like
that is
just not even cool. So like, for the innovators, they're like, dude, I'm not going to put my thing. I'd rather just host this thing, make it be centralized. I'll make my social media on like AWS, and I'll just be able to provide that experience that way. And I won't have to deal with the blockchain issue as much as I'd like for this to be, part of this like take advantage of the decentralized, all the advantages it comes with it, such as the inability to turn it off. And it's like, so those three things are the ones that are what are holding back. And number one is taken care of. Number three is taken care of. And it's only a matter. Number two, you can go to ChatGPT and ask it for pretty UI, and like once those two are done, then I think we're truly at a turning point, and then just innovators can come in.
I hear two F words, and they're not bad words, and I think you even said this on your page, Jamie, the fragmentized and factionalized portions, right, of crypto are being solved, and that's literally what you explained here.
Like if I tweet right now, dude, you guys need to buy the GameStop meme coin. It's not a tokenized stock. It's not a synthetic thing. It's just a meme coin. Like, so the mechanics is supply and demand. If I tell people to buy the meme coin right now, I'm going to get 7 communities pissed off at me because I didn't outright call theirs. It's like Solana versus Base versus like Sui versus Ethereum versus, and like, dude, do you guys not realize that GameStop was possible because people came together? Right? Like, do you not know the meme that you're trying to play here? Because you're playing it wrong. You're not supposed to be on different teams. GameStop worked because people were on the same freaking team, and the sum is so much higher than the results so much higher than the sum of its parts. Like, they should all have one big ass Telegram room instead of like 20 little ones, right? Like, they get more shit done because then they can collaborate and cooperate and so that doesn't work. That doesn't work. It's the opposite of working, but the potential is there if you could just get past those barriers. And so, yeah, we're like I said in the last basis, 2025 is going to be the year that will probably be the pivot point, the market pivot point. You can point back to the first Satoshi block if you want in the crypto world. You can point to different things that set things up, but as far as when things actually changed, it's this year. Like when behavior starts changing and the way that people operate, like on a macro scale, and not only operate but also how they cooperate. The idea behind borderless trust, right? The importance of having I was talking earlier about like how the humanity took a step from living from today to living from borrowed money, literally based off of growth expectations. That also has this element of trust, and that trust relied on signing contracts and judges and stuff. And, it's part of this reliance that allows productivity to take place. I'm going to do my part and you do your part. And then so long as we do that, then we can actually end up with something better than we started with. Crypto, that is the definition of crypto. It's a trust mechanism, and it can be implemented in so many different ways that can now allow for global cooperation in a trustless manner.
2025.
Yeah.
Year of coexistence, Jamie. Year of coexistence. I mean, like again, and I don't mean to cut you off. I'm just gonna segue this in here a little, because this is what I'm envisioning this conversation to be too. It's a coexistence of even branding. If you think about, you know, real world retail, right? You got Nike, you got Adidas, you got Reebok, you got all these different brands that can actually coexist, you know, with each other without
they're all looking for a
sucking each
model
other's liquid.
to copy. They don't just want to release an NFT collection, right? Because they might have already done it, and then they're like, dude, I mean, what, we made a few $million to them? It's like, dude, it's more of a liability, really, right? Because more things can go. I mean, we saw what happened with the Libra, right? Like, you know, you get your hand stuck in the wrong cookie jar and you really screw that one up. And how many like well-intended launches go bad? So, so you have these big companies that are sitting there like, how do we take advantage of crypto? Has anybody seen somebody do something that's useful? All right. Like, yeah, check out these guys over here did it, a thing, right? The payment system, you get like, I don't know how much about the payment system has been revealed publicly, but it's very sophisticated, and the experience is going to improve. And so all of a sudden, the other people, they sell shoes, they're going to be like, dude, okay, we can tap into this, because the crypto market has a different behavior, different dynamic, and quite frankly, there's a lot of money in here.
Yep. Totally true. Look, I want to point out, we've been on here for about an hour and almost 40 minutes now. We have over 54,000 listeners today, and it's been quite a journey and show. And we want to thank again Teresa for joining us, and obviously Father Mulcahy, who had to drop off there. But it's been a fabulous show. Is there anything you want to add, Teresa, to look out for? Anything you want us to remember moving forward? You know, with our partnership with you.
Look, I just think, you know, don't come into it with any preconceived ideas. We can create whatever you want to. I think you've got something pretty amazing, and I don't think there's any rules. So, you know, I think just, you know, be open to developing and molding this into something pretty spectacular and highly scalable, which I think, you know, you've got anyway, but that's sort of what we're going to be doing. I mean, obviously, as I said at the beginning, I'm a crypto virgin, and I'm ashamed of that now, but I feel like today I got some really amazing information, and now I need to go out there and learn how to actually do something.
No, you don't. That's the point of this thing, right? Like,
yep.
Like, just wait. Just like I told people not to bridge, don't go on YouTube to search how crypto works, because that's the whole point. If you have to do work, then this thing doesn't work out. Like, hold off a few months, and then it'll come to you. It'll come as natural as PayPal or Uber Eats, for that matter, just to be on topic, I guess. Right? Like, it'll be this experience that you can participate in without having to learn first.
Sounds good.
No, I think you found crypto at the right time. If anything, it's your time. You know, like Jamie said, you know, he said, you know, I'm new. I'm a little newer to the cryptos. I said, oh, you just came in at this certain price point. You know what I mean? That's all it is. I mean, otherwise than that, like we're definitely in a place, in a space where, like Jamie just said, it's going to actually come to you. So don't beat yourself up or rack your brain over how to understand how to do certain things.
I'm happy where I am. There's no regrets. I mean, if any regret was a learning experience for me but no, I'm very, very excited to be here. I think I did come here at the right time. If I came in earlier, I've been around for the ICO season, and nope, the fuck back out of this. Right? And I'm like, nope.
Yeah. Well, you know, I got Jamie yanking my shoulder. We're working, man. We're about to jump on another team call after this. But, you know,
again with the stupid meeting.
I know.
Make sure you join us. Make sure you join us, Jamie.
Yes, reports. Thunder Mifflin. Come on, people.
Yeah. No, we're cooking over here. We really appreciate all the viewers that have been tuning in on this Thursday. If it's Friday where you're at, thank you very much. But you know, we're obviously moving things in such the right direction, and these partnerships and the people on with us are really seriously the best. And I know Jason is, you know, very, very excited for it. You know, all the partners that were coming into fruition have been solidified as of thus far. So it's been a pleasure having you up here, Teresa, and the team is looking forward to working with you and how we can develop things. And again, the team here, shouts out to you guys. You guys are doing an awesome job. I don't really need to tell you that, because you guys know you are. And I'll see you guys on the team meeting, because we are cooking. Jamie, do you want me to finish? Jason, do you want me to finish off with the other video that we had? I kind of want to get.
Let's get that one. Yeah, let's
and then
do
we'll
that.
call-
And Rockstar can close it out. Beauty.
Yeah. Win for that. Win for that. I know the Father's here, but Rock is going to give us the gospel before we leave. So let's get that media going right now, and then we'll have.
I just watched a Michael Bay movie.
You did. You got all the explosions that were recycled from previous movies. Go ahead for it, Ross.
Transformers coming out, the French fries turning into Hot Wheels cars and driving off.
The only thing we were missing was a child's perspective view. You know what I mean? Because he always has that child perspective. Go for it, Rock.
That is hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I was going to jump in here a lot more, but you guys were absolutely cooking. And one thing I know as a chef, that too many cooks in the kitchen will spoil the soup. And the last thing that we are ever going to have around here is spoiled soup. So, yeah, I had to sit back and let you guys cook. And thank you so much, because it was an absolutely delicious meal. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone else who came out here, who hung out with us. Who put up with us and our shenanigans and all of the fun, interesting things that we've been talking about, all the Web3 knowledge and information and everything. Shiba Wings, we really appreciate you. Like we started the show with, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. And this is good night from Shiba Wings. If you guys are following us over on Twitter, please feel free to swing on down to that purple comment button, leave us a like, a GM, a retweet if you're feeling generous, maybe drop a bookmark, because we know that helps the algorithm. Join us on Telegram, because Telegram is where we drop all of the pertinent new and alpha information that's coming down the pipeline for our business. I'm not going to say project, for our business, and all of the new and relevant information that comes along. The first people to see all of that is in our Telegram, so feel free to jump in there to join us each day as we continue to cook. Thank you so much, and good night.